Hello and welcome to another battle report from Greenfield Games. Here is the battlefield we are playing on today. Tried to get line of sight blocking terrain on the table, but there's not a whole lot here at the store. This is the best they have. We're doing Imperial, which is Guard, Primary, Space Marine allies, and a couple of Inquisitors on top, versus Tau. And I'll tell you that we are playing Big Guns Never Tire on a Vanguard Strike deployment. We got Guard and Inquisitors will be over here, and the Tau obviously will be over here with their defense line and gun. We've got an objective here and here, and we've got 3 objectives across the back here, here, somewhere over there for the Tau. Here is the armies. Guard Primary. HQ Primaris Psyker with 10 veterans, 2 Meltaguns, Chimera. Platoon Blob Squad. Here's the Platoon Command Squad with a commander and missile launcher. We've got 1, 2, 3 squads of guardsmen with an autocannon in each, and 1 sergeant has power axe and melta bombs. Got a squad of heavy weapons mortars. Got 2 manticores, and that's the Guard. Space Marines have Chapter Master on bike with shield and Thunderhammer, attached to 5 bikes as troops, 2 grab guns, and a Thunderfire cannon, homemade. That's my, and then the Inquisitors, I'm bringing Kotiaz, and I'm bringing a Ordo Xenos Inquisitor. That's the Warlord. He has the power number 6, getting an extra warp psychic point, and he's got psychotrope grenades, and that's about it. Here's the Tau.
Got 2 hammerheads. One of them is long strike. The Riptide with smart missiles, and the heavy burst cannon. I've got the commander, who's my warlord, and 7 marker drones. The Space Pope Ethereal, 6 sniper drones with 3 spotters, 20 crew with the Hound, and 4 squads of 6 fire warriors.
Alright, we're going to deploy. I guess we'll roll off for that, and we'll come back with deployment.
And warlord traits.
Oh yeah, my warlord trait, I told you what it was. The Xenos, Ordo Xenos guy has the extra psychic point. You can roll yours and tell us when we come back. Okay, here is the deployment. Tau won first turn, and pretty much set up everything behind the defense line with command suit, drones, mostly marker drones, and the Riptide out front. I have Primaris Psyker and veterans in this Chimera here, the Thunderfire cannon, and the Blob Squad with Kotiaz and the Inquisitor in here behind this bolstered ruin. Got the mortar team here, 1 manticore here trying to deny line of sight. There's very little true line of sight blocking on this angle. Got the bikes here, got the manticore here, and the 3 servo skulls are dispersed here, here, and over in the corner there. I get to try to seize, right?
Yep, twice.
Alright, Kotiaz rolls a 1, and Kotiaz rolls a 2. So Tau will go first, turn 1, and we'll be back. Okay, turn 1 was night fighting. We saw Commander and drones and Riptide move forward. The Riptide ended up on top of the building. He did that in the assault phase. But they moved to this area over here, fired shots into the Manticore. Manticore made night fight cover saves from one volley of shooting, but was exploded by the second volley of shooting. And then Hammerhead over here penned the Chimera here, but it made its cover save for night fighting. And then the Riptide jumped up on top of here. Fire Warriors ran to here, and that Hammerhead zipped over there and did snapshots. And that's the end of turn 1 for the Tau. Okay, at the end of turn 1 for the Imperials. What?
Leadership test.
Leadership test on his Warlord passes. So basically what I did in turn 1 with night fighting with a dead Manticore already, nothing moved except for the bikes moved forward. Still didn't have grab gun range on the Riptide. I shot the grab guns and I did shoot, let's see, everything that shot at the Riptide was the grab gun, or the bike shot the regular bolters, and the autocannon shot, and the missile launcher shot, and did this shoot at the Riptide? Thunderfire cannon? No.
On the commander.
Okay, so those units all shot at the Riptide and penetrated a couple times, but it made its feel no pain a few times, so it did nothing. What was more effective was this Manticore, these mortars, and this Thunderfire all shot into the commander with all the drones. I took out all the drones and put, what, 2 wounds on the commander?
Yep.
So he's down to his final wound?
He has 2 wounds left.
He has 2 wounds left. Alright. So overall effectiveness of the Imperial round, everything kind of stayed in place except for the bikes. And the effective shooting was on this unit here, where the Warlord took 2 wounds, and I wiped out the drones. So we're gonna move on to turn 2. This is the board at the end of turn 1. Okay, after turn 2 for the Tau, we saw a little bit of movement here. From Longstrike and the Warriors. The Riptide, before it jumped back, fired everything into the Chapter Master. Didn't roll that well. Only left 2 wounds on the Chapter Master, but I rolled a 1, so he took a wound. And this guy, before jumping backwards, was forward, and he laid missiles into the Manticore and did 2 hull points and stunned it. It can't move or shoot. And Longstrike over here shot into the Chimera and took the multi-las off of it. And I think that's it. These troops back here ran and got better adjusted around this objective, and they killed the Servo Skull. I think that's it. Turn 2. Imperial turn 2 next. Alright, here is Imperial turn 2. What happened? Bike squad moved forward and got grab gun shots on the commander, killing it, because I just could not get in range of the Riptide. Manticore was stunned. The mortar team dropped some mortars on the Fire Warriors hiding behind the Devilfish. And the Thunderfire cannon dropped its barrage on the 2 squads on that objective there, did some damage, killed some guys, and they made their leadership tests. Primera Psyker and the Chimera moved forward, got a bunch of shots onto the Riptide. What did I do? 1 wound or none?
1 wound.
1 wound. And missile launcher was ineffective against the Riptide. Auto guns, auto cannons shot. I forget where they shot. I think they were just in range of these Fire Warriors over here, and they killed a couple. I think that's about it for the Imperial turn. That's what the table looks like at the end of turn 2. It's been, I don't know, pesky. These guys jumping back. I can't get grab gun shots on it. That's been difficult. And obviously trying to outshoot Tau has been difficult. But that's the end of turn 2. Alright, this was turn 3 for Tau. Hammerhead moved forward, Riptide moved forward. This is its jump to the side move. What all happened here? The long strike shot at the Manticore and wrecked it, I think. Riptide shot at the Chimera and wrecked it, and these guys popped out. Quad gun took some shots, I think. How'd you kill it? You killed a biker, right?
No, no bikes were hurt.
Oh, no. You took some shots.
Took out the Chimera.
Quad gun took out the Chimera. What did the Riptide do then?
Riptide shot at these guys, killed.
Oh, right. Riptide shot at the mortar squad and killed some guys in the mortar squad.
Oh, I know.
And that is it. Starting to shape up like a game. We're starting to see the end game here with Tau on this objective, that objective, and that objective. Sort of, he's playing Ring Around the Rosie with this big piece of terrain in the center, making it hard for my bikes to get at him, and just picking me off from long range. So it's been a difficult game, and that's what the board looks like here halfway through turn 3. We'll be back.
That was, I think, 27 feet tall.
Okay, at the end of turn 3, Imperial turn here. Pretty much everything on this side of the board was dead. The bikes all over here decided to take the dangerous terrain test and hop up onto this building here. And the one guy that had a grab gun and was in range, or would have been in range to the Riptide, died. The other grab gun was not in range, so I opted to just shoot forward. The Primera Psyker tried to fire at the Riptide, but got denied the witch. He rolled a 6.
By turn 6, I
Used the Thunderfire Cannon over here on this squad and eliminated one of this squad. There's still 2 guys sitting on this objective. Missed with the missile, was ineffective with the auto cannons, and was ineffective with the mortars. So this is the part of the game where it's starting to be a little obvious where things are going. I currently just have 1 objective. Tau still hold 3 and are going to threaten. We'll be back with turn 4.
Alright, I'll keep.
Okay, here's turn 4 for Tau. Tau jostled around the back a little bit, moved these guys a little bit, moved forward a little bit. This is before the Riptide jumped over to the side. It was over here. What did Riptide shoot at? What did Riptide shoot at?
The bikes.
The bikes. Riptide shot the bikes as well
Marker
as
light support.
the marker lights and
Sniper drones.
the
The quad gun. And the
quad gun. Ended up killing 2. My last grav gun and another biker died. And then some other shooting. What was it, from this far away Hammerhead, I think, shot at these guys. And I made a crap ton of 5-up saves, so that was good. And I think that's kind of it. Turn 4, table looks like this. Imperial turn 4 next. Okay, this will be the end of turn 4 for me. Zipped forward here, made shots at the Riptide, and got in charge range to it. All the shooting was ineffective. These mortar guys moved closer to the ruin and hopefully get out of line of sight. Ineffective autocannons, missiles. The Thunderfire cannon scattered way at the back of the board trying to target the sniper drones. The Primera Psyker got denied the Witch. It was a lot of bad rolling on my part. And the Chapter Master got in combat with the Riptide and rolled almost all 1s and 2s. Managed to take 1 wound and put 1 wound on the Riptide. And that is the end of turn 4 for Imperials. Okay, this was Tau turn 5, top of the turn 5, where not a whole lot of Tau shooting happened because we stayed very far away from each other and most things were out of range. What'd you manage to do? You got quad gunshots, I think, into the veterans and Primaris over there, and you killed 2 guys. We continued the combat that was going here between Riptide and Chapter Master. I did roll a little bit better this time and killed the Chapter Master, but down to my last wound here on Chappie. And that is pretty much Tau turn 5. So we continue to have 3 objectives across the back. Less of a threat, contesting my objectives at least, with the Riptide out of commission. So minor victories here on the Imperial side. At least the game has made it to turn 5. Alright. The game ended at the end of turn 5. I rolled a 1, as I'm very good at doing. And we ended the game with... Let me tell you what happened in Imperial turn 5 first, and I'll tell you how the game ended up. Imperial turn 5. Nothing moved. These guys just kind of squished and got out of line of sight. The bikes zipped around the corner and waited. Then they assaulted the 2-man squad over here and killed them. Then they consolidated back around the corner. Still contesting this objective. That's 3 inches there. And that was the end of Imperial turn 5. I rolled a 1. The game ended. And score, we have Imperials get 3 points for having this objective, 3 points for having that objective. I was able to contest here. I got Warlord, slay the Warlord over here when I killed the Commander. So I have 7 points for the Imperials. I didn't kill any heavies because this is Big Guns Never Tire. Tau have 3 points for this objective, 3 points for this objective, 6. They got first blood by killing the Manticore turn 1, that's 7, and then they win, Tau win, because they get the extra 2 victory points for killing those 2 Manticores. So, Dan, good game. Always a pleasure to play you. Very tactically sound player with a tough army. Always stress me out and make me think very hard. I would say a little recap. Dice did play a little bit into it. Dan won his choice in deployment. He won his. He got the majority of the objectives to place, so he managed. He was, fortunate to place 3 objectives way back in his. He also won first turn, and I failed to seize the initiative even with Kotia. So a lot of initial, chips stacked against me a little bit to begin the game, and then I knew it was stupid to rush forward at this monstrosity, but at the same time, when you try to outshoot a Tau army, you're outgunned from the beginning. So it was a tough game. I'm proud of myself because turn 1, my goal turn 1 was to kill all of his marker lights, and I did that over here. Got a little sloppy and neglected to remember that there were more marker lights over here, so it took me, if I had remembered that, I probably would have killed them 1 or 2 turns earlier. Again, tactical mistakes. I was focused on killing troops here, but then I kind of neglected to realize that Big Guns Never Tire and Long Strike would able to hold that objective. I did manage to contest it. A couple of thoughts. I don't know. If I had decided to consolidate, I would have picked up another point for Line Breaker, maybe, on the Vanguard Strike, but I still would have been a point down on winning or tying it. Oh, and the third thing, we really tried to put a lot of line of sight blocking terrain, but if you look at eye-line view here, almost every terrain has windows and holes, so Dan was able to see me, even though we both tried pretty hard to set it up and not have a lot of, or have a lot of line of sight blocking. It just didn't work out. The nature of the terrain pieces here have lots of holes in it. Dan, comments, anything? MVP?
Space Marines, they managed to go in there and contest at the last minute like Space Marines do. That was pretty clutch.
Yeah.
Would have been even more crushing defeat if you didn't have them screwing things up in the backfield.
Yeah, you played very cagey. Dan did a lot of, like, he'd move the Riptide over here when my bikes were over there, and then my bikes would go here. He was very, you know, he kept me very far away from him because obviously the grab guns versus Riptide is in my advantage. And that's it. What was your best unit here?
My railguns picked apart your armor pretty nicely.
Yeah, Hammerhead, long strike with the Hammerhead was effective. Riptide, you know, staying way over here.
I had a lot of wasted points. Points that didn't
So
do
did I.
anything
Yeah, we
offensively.
both had wasted points, but I know I've played you enough times to know you're not going anywhere with that. And for me to try to either set up close to you is suicide, or to try and march across the board, even using terrain, has never been effective. So, really good game and nice little tactical discussion there. Keep subscribing to the page, liking the videos, leaving nice trolling comments, as the internet is wont to do. Tell your friends about NViz, a good channel for Warhammer 40K battle reports, and tell yourself and your friends about our local podcast called Veterans of the Long War. Find us on Facebook. That's how the table ended up. Good looking models, lots of fun. Spent a happy afternoon on Christmas vacation. See y'all later. We'll be back with more battle reports.